Propel Fitness Water. With Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins, Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your best self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
This episode is brought to you by Facebook. So you were scrolling on Marketplace, and there it was, the bike you'd been searching for. You sent a message, and it turned out the seller was super chatty, kind of funny, and an avid cyclist. The next thing you know, you're in a cycling crew. Well, a community cycling group. The thing about Facebook, you might find more than what you're looking for. From a browse to a bike ride, this summer find more on Facebook.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Coach Unplugged is brought to you by great people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. Here is your host, Steve Collins.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Unplugged. Happy Wednesday, episode 559 of Coach Unplugged. We've got a great couple this week about practice planning and some things that we're going to do as far as becoming better basketball coaches, because I know everyone out there wants to do that at every level. But before we do that, big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. If you have not called them, call them. Email them, call them, have them come and do a demonstration, have them show you what this great machine can do for you and your team. Mention us, Coach Unplugged, and they'll give you $350 off your next purchase. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I'm so excited. I'm not excited for the season to end, but I'm excited for what the next 6 months is gonna bring. You're gonna want to get in. Prices are going to increase. We're redoing the website. I've got, I'm not saying hundreds, but lots of videos, lots of resources that are going to be going up over the next 6 months. It's one of the reasons we're going to be increasing the price. So if you're thinking of jumping in, now is the time to do it. Because when Coach Collins gets a little free time, things are going to change. So go over and check that out, and let's head off to the podcast. This episode this week, we're going to talk about practice planning. I'm sitting down with one of our Teach Hoops members, and we're just kind of brainstorming with practice planning, some things that we thought about, especially the different levels, from the high school level down to the youth level. And I think it will be a very interesting kind of 20, 30-minute conversation about practice planning. I'm going to put a link down in the show notes if you want to check it out. I'll give you some of the freebies and things that we're talking about in this episode, but go over and check it out. And I can't believe we're already at episode 113, but we are. And happy holidays. I'm not sure what we're going to do over the next couple of weeks over winter break. I'm going to try to get something up for all of you, even if it's New Year's or Christmas or something like that. Taking my team down to South Carolina, so I'm feeling like a travel agent right now. But enjoy this episode 113 of Coach Unplugged. So practice planning.
Yes,
I liked the first one you did. It was really good.
Okay, good.
What did you think?
I've been thinking a lot about it because, I coach in two different sports. So I coach soccer and then I coach basketball.
Do you? I did not know you coach soccer.
Yeah.
So I have this whole theory on soccer too. Have I told you this? Here's your moneymaker.
All right.
Every sport is about spacing, right?
Yep.
Soccer and basketball are definitely about spacing.
Yep.
So what you need to do is you need to invent, and if anybody does this out there, I'm copywriting it.
Okay.
You need to, you can have it, but you need to come up with like you have those mesh, the pennies you wear.
Yeah.
You need to basically come up with one that has like some sort of like laser tag thing, and then you can program it as a coach about what kind of distance you want from the next player. So if they get too close, it starts flashing, and as they get closer, it flashes more. So you have to teach them to stay farther away. So it's all about spacing.
Yeah.
Definitely on a basketball court, my guys get too close to each other all the time.
all the time.
So it would be like you'd set those 5 things to be no closer than like 2.5 feet or 1.5 feet, or whatever it is. If you get closer than that, you're too close. And obviously when there's a rebound and that kind of stuff, it would start flashing. But when you're running your offense and stuff, they get too – soccer when they're little is hilarious. It's all like these little clumps of kids.
Yeah. So I coach at a club in West Bend, and I used to, and then they found out that I'm moving back to West Bend, so they got a hold of me, and they want me to coach a team. So I just started looking at practice plans and stuff. You know, the difference between basketball and soccer, there's so much more out there for soccer practice planning than basketball. And I was thinking about it in context, and I wanted to talk to you about it. Is like, it's interesting how soccer approaches it in the U.S. soccer program, because they focus on a practice with the kids. They focus on a certain concept at one time. They don't go from like, it's not like, all right, we're going to do ball handling to passing to heading to this. It's like the whole focus and the whole practice is circled on one concept. And I took a class, and it was super interesting. And I actually saw more growth out of my soccer players in the season than compared to basketball players. But I don't know how you would be able to structure that in basketball, because there are some differences in regards to basketball than there is soccer. So, you know, I don't know how you could be able to make a focus.
Well, maybe if you're – okay, so let's think about – especially for the younger kids, if you're thinking about an hour, I don't know, hour and a half practice maybe. So maybe every week you have an emphasis, like this is the dribbling practice. And because it's the dribbling practice, you spend an extra 15, 20 minutes on it.
And I think that would be cool. I think that might be something different than a lot of other people are doing.
Yeah.
Is your goal to be able to have, all right, like, because there are so many organizations out there from Massachusetts to Kentucky to everywhere else where they literally have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and then like literally it just builds upon each other, and it makes it so easy for people that aren't soccer people to be able to go out and be able to coach.
Yes, I think that's the way it's got to go.
Okay.
I think it's got to go like, here you go, print this off. We can help. Yes. This is day 1.
That's a lot of work, though. You know that, right?
It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is. But I think I think for the youth, once the youth is done, the thing is, I think it's like my lesson plans for math. I think once one is done, the other two, I mean, there is obviously a huge difference between doing a 5th grade practice and our practice, but there's going to be a lot of similarity. I mean, there's going to be a lot of similarities too, I think.
Do you think that maybe that there are just core components, and then maybe the idea of an emphasis is an IQ emphasis, like, you know, reading overplays or the next time learning how to do certain types of cuts? Because I don't know if you can really, you know, what is an emphasis of ball handling that you wouldn't emphasize every day in practice? I don't know.
I don't know either.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like maybe you thought, you know, is it really the reading the game and becoming be able to develop that IQ piece every 10 to 15 minutes in practice, something different where they're learning how to play the game of basketball?
Right.
That might be a little bit easier to build into than, you know, okay, our emphasis today is passing. Well, I mean,
right. See, the thing is with youth ones, I think you really only need, I don't know, 2 practices a week for how many weeks?
Yep.
You know, I don't know, 8 weeks maybe. I don't even know how long the youth.
Our guys go from about November, end of November to maybe middle of February.
Yeah.
But they got to
with Christmas break in that.
Yeah, and we're talking late November. So let's say right after Thanksgiving, and then we right in February.
So 3, that's 4 like there. Weeks. Yeah, maybe 12 weeks. Yeah, so
24 practices.
Yeah. And I think there's going to be a huge correlation between the beginner, or I don't remember how we labeled them, the beginner and the intermediate.
Okay.
Don't you think? I think there's going to be much more than between the beginning and us. I think there's going to be a huge correlation there. And the thing is, don't you think that something you do in practice 1, you're going to do it again in practice 2? Not everything, obviously. So this is the math teacher in me. It's like I don't even know if I'm gonna see if I can pull up your where it is.
I did, but there's a part of me that feels like basketball's a little bit different than soccer because soccer is so open space.
It is.
And basketball is going offense to defense, offense to defense. Everybody's got to be able to handle the ball. There's not specializations, and everybody's got to be able to put the ball on the floor.
Yeah, everybody's got to be able to do all of that. Here, let me see this. I think it's so different too in the sense that it's the pace of the game is so much faster in basketball. Like, okay, so I'm looking at day one for the beginner. It says so drill work, so static drill work, footwork, dribbling drills, triple threat, layups, triple threats, shooting form, IQ, pass, cut.
Yeah, so there's the IQ piece that I try to put in every practice.
Right. And I think you need some sort of fun. Did you put a fun game in here?
No, I didn't. I guess I'm not that fun.
Yeah, you're not that fun. With third and fourth graders, I think we need to come up with something for little guys.
Okay.
Probably, because I know it's been a while since you and I have done this, but this grade level. But, 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, they're going to need something.
Yep.
Like a dribble tag or Pac-Man or, capture the flag or something. Just because they get that for them to keep an attention span for that long, that 20, 30, 45, 50. Yeah, for an hour is tough. If you don't, you got to throw something in for them in that. That was the only thing I thought of when I'm looking at my notes here.
Yeah, my other thing is like, how much time do you spend on defense and how much do you spend on rebounding in third and fourth grade?
Yeah, I don't think you spent any on rebounding.
Right.
Unless things have changed. You talk about it, but rebounding is not. It's like little guy soccer. It's like, you can talk about all the advanced stuff you want, but they don't do it. I think defense, you just play man.
You have to.
You just play man, and you maybe come up with the concept of if you're off one pass away kind of thing. But even for third and fourth grade, that's so hard. They're just basically chasing their guys. You want to be able to teach them help side. You want to be able to do that. And again, my theory is, okay, so I don't remember where the guy was from, New York or something, and he coaches a fifth grade team. But his fifth grade team that I was talking to is an advanced fifth grade team, which they're more like a seventh grade team.
Right.
So this is for the beginner. If your kids are better, then you're going to jump to the next practice plan.
Yeah.
Is kind of my theory. So that's why I think at these younger ages, we need lots of fundamentals, and it has to be fun. It has to be, there has to be some, fun stuff in there for them. Even doing like basic zigzag, anything you can make fun for them at that age, because it's so hard. And if they're more advanced, which we've all had our groups that are like that, then they jump up to the next level. This is literally like for Johnny or Susie who have not played. And, don't you think? I think that's got to be the elementary level one. And then if you're a good elementary team, then you jump up to the next one. And if you're a good middle school team, you jumped up to what we're doing. I don't know. That's my theory with it. Thinking back to coaching my son's team, there were two guys that could play. And then when they first started, because, and then there were 3 or 4 that were okay. And there were 3 or 4 that had never played before. This was their first experience, which is fine. You want that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a different strata when you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the format. I like the map out there that you did on that sheet.
Okay. Well, I also have a sheet too, and I can share with you. My former teaching partner, actually, it's like an Excel sheet where it'll actually highlight the time of the amount of time that you've used, and it breaks down. It would be a nice tool for people. It'll actually, like, if it's an hour and a half, it'll tell you when it hits an hour and a half. If it's an hour and 45, then it'll go
Ooh,
to
I
hour.
like that. Yeah, that would be good.
It's actually really and it color coded so when it gets to that point. So
Okay.
I can share that with you.
Okay.
It's like a template. It's very simple.
Right. So if you look at the one that you did, so is there what will you do? What would you do in the second practice that you did in the first practice? Is there anything you would do in that first that would be, that's what I'm trying to think of, saving time too.
First practice, what I would do differently, I may like add another layer to layups. Maybe it's a move. Maybe it's
yeah, but even with third, think about third and fourth, how many you can do moves.
Really, and honestly though, like when I did fourth grade, I did a third grade. I tried that third grade 3-on-3 this year, and literally our practices were almost identical every single day.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I think I think the hardest practice is going to be the middle one.
Yeah,
I think the beginning one is. I mean, so I that's what I'm saying. I think you keep and then if someone thinks that's too easy, great. Then you go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? I think you keep that format. So you do the drill work at the beginning. So slap the ball. So maybe you don't do so you change it up. And then the next time you come back, you do this exact same practice again with some tweaks, and maybe throw a different game in, and maybe throw in.
Right. But like some of the things, I think like we always kept the same footwork drills. We kept the same ball handling drills.
Yep.
Because we spent less time. Like I could literally blow my whistle. And like what I did with the little kids is like I would, instead of like having in a circle, I'd have them all arranged on the 3-point line. So it's easier for them to see the coach and
Right
in the middle. And then later, by the end of the year, I had the little guys leading it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
so
you can
I'm telling you, you can. It's like that's like a PGC thing too. You can train them to say 3-point, and then they know the lineup on the 3-point.
Yep.
Or theater is like from the half court line down the sideline, or sidelines are the two sidelines.
I even did it in high school practice. I would do one whistle was stop, and 2 whistles would be broke down right to the middle of the floor.
Right.
And the last guy would have to do 10 push-ups because he wasn't paying attention. It was an easy way because then I didn't have to yell. Because when I was really pissed, and they know that I was pissed at them without yelling. You know, I didn't have to yell when I didn't have to.
That's an interesting concept because I'm not a whistle guy. In 30 years, I've never been a whistle guy.
Really?
And here's my theory with the whistle is I don't want them to hear the whistle. I want them to hear me. So I want them to be in tune to my voice. So that's why I never used I don't remember where I read that early in my coaching career, but I haven't used a whistle in 30 years because if I say something, I don't really care about the whistle. If the whistle's usually wrong, sorry, all the officials, but that's usually wrong. So I don't want them to be tuned into the whistle. I want them to be tuned into me. I don't know. It's just a theory, and it's worked. It's killed my voice at times.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Make sure you subscribe and like. Those do mean a lot to us. The written reviews are really important. Two other things that you can do to help us out that doesn't cost you anything. First thing, you can go over and subscribe and like and join our YouTube channel, Teach Hoops. You get updates all the time on that. You can also, if you do any sort of shopping on Amazon, you can click our Amazon link down below, www.teachhoops.com/Amazon. Bookmark that. Anytime you do any shopping on Amazon, we get a small little commission, and it helps us with our hosting fees. And if you really, really, really want to help us out, you come over and join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better, become a better basketball coach. It's one of the reasons I got into this was to not only help my players, but to help other coaches. And like I said, we ask our players to work on their craft. Are you working on your craft? Let me help you become a better basketball coach. All right, back to the podcast.
Times, but yeah, I mean volleyball. I don't even use it. I don't know. I don't even know where I would find a whistle. To be honest with you, it's crazy. I'm a coach. I don't even know where I'd have to go steal one out of the athletic department. I don't even know where I'd find a whistle. But okay, what else?
All right, so it seems like that we're going to try to keep things pretty consistent,
especially at the younger ages.
Okay.
I think that layering is going to happen with. So I think the first practice of the beginner and the first practice of the intermediate are going to be very similar, except the intermediate one is going to have more layers. Like, you're just going to, all right, we're going to do this, and then we're going to add more things to it. Like the structure, you might only spend 2 minutes on, I don't know, what do we have? Drills. I don't even know if you do drill skill work, but you definitely work on pivoting. And then how do you expand that to make it more advanced? I'm just trying to think of it from a teaching standpoint. If I'm doing this from a teaching standpoint, I'm teaching math. I'm just trying to layer it up. And when I'm thinking of an elementary school kid versus a middle school kid versus a high school kid, they are not even in the same ballpark, but they might all be doing pivoting. It's just different layers of pivoting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I would do 5 or 6 different pivots with my high school kids because their footwork was so bad. That's why
Everybody, I hope you're enjoying this episode of Coach Unplugged. I sure enjoy these. Happy holidays. If you're looking for the special gift for someone, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. 14-day free trial. Can't imagine a better gift for one of your basketball junkies. So go over and check it out, www.teachhoops.com for basketball coaches who want to get better. Let's go back to the podcast.
Their footwork was so bad. That's why I think that I wanted to be emphasized at younger ages for these coaches, because that'll help them, their high school coaches later on, because it's still the amount of people that really don't know how to pivot or create space.
Right.
Your level is
so I have a question for you. How do you teach receivers that shoot? Do you teach airborne shooter? Do you teach 1-2 step? How do you teach a receiver that receiving the ball and getting ready to shoot? I've been teaching my son airborne receiver. Like you receive it and you're basically catching it and ready to go up.
That's hard to do.
It is
I'll play a lot of basketball.
That's a lot of basketball. It's all about, and I don't know, this is the reading I've done this summer. It's all getting your shot off is all about what happens before you get the ball.
I completely agree.
Steph Curry is no different than me. Well, he is a lot different.
Yeah.
But he's a human being. Once the ball's in his hand, him and I at the exact same point, we're going to get it off once we get the ball, it's the exact same. It's everything that he is literally shooting the ball before he gets it. It's crazy when you break it down.
Right.
That hundredths of a second is all that stuff. Now, obviously he gets it off probably faster. I'm old, but it's not as much as people think it is. That it's all about that. What is he doing with footwork and what is he doing with his hands? And it's crazy. I mean,
do you think it's easier to establish off the dribble with a 1-2 than an airborne?
Well, that's a PGC thing. Boom 1-2. I'm a big boom 1-2. So the first dribble is just a dribble, and that second dribble, that's what I call it, boom 1-2. So the first one's a normal dribble. Have kids do this. It's crazy. The second dribble is as hard to dribble. You can hear it in the gym when it's quiet.
Yeah.
So it's called 1, and then it's boom. And that second dribble's got to be up because you're shooting at the guy that's defending you doesn't. So you literally pound that ball so hard that it comes up into your shot.
Right.
So that's why they call it boom 1-2. So you're boom, and then the second one is like right up here. My son's been working on it this summer. It's, oh my God. It's like it's so good that because you're basically getting it up into the pocket on that second dribble, and it's a high dribble. It's a high dribble. The guy defending doesn't, and it's right up into your pocket, and then boom. But I've been working on him with trying to be an airborne. Actually, I've been working on him this summer just getting shots up. It's literally been 400, 500 shots. It reminds me. I told him I'd buy him a new iPhone come January if he shot 5 out of 7 days from the end of PGC, which is like the beginning of June, until January 1. So I said, you get 2 days off. That's what they say. You should go 5 days hard, 2 days off. And I said, if we go on vacation, whatever, it's your problem to find out how you're going to shoot. And he's been doing it. He's been shooting 400 or 500 shots a day. So right now I'm worried about repetition. I'm just muscle memorying him because he was already a good shooter. But now I think if you take enough shots, you just become a great shooter.
That's what my theory is too, though. But I don't know.
And then I'm going to work on the other stuff off the dribble, all that kind of stuff.
I think it takes a special kid to shoot airborne, though, to be honest with you.
It does. But with a machine, you can do it.
Yes.
The thing is, he's getting the reps. it's hard. Right now he's stepping, and I'm just letting him shoot at this point. And then once school starts, I think we won't worry about how many he's getting in.
Yeah.
I'm going to worry more about, okay, let's worry about the, because if you can shoot, I'm going to, there's guys around him that are going to be able to create. If he can shoot, I said, if you can shoot, you can play at you can keep going up.
Right.
You can play in college if you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear to God, they will take you. If you can shoot, they will take you.
Yeah, I agree.
Because kids can't shoot anymore.
No, it's a lost art for them.
It is, because it's repetition. It's him going in an hour before summer school. He had summer school at 8. He went in every morning at 7 a.m. It's that stuff. It's the monotony of just going in and just shooting.
Getting in a routine, yeah.
Yeah. But that goes back to the footwork thing. It's like, what kind of footwork do you want to use with? I think footwork at the younger ages is big. I do.
Because they learn how to create balance.
They do.
So if they're constantly jump stopping every day, they're more likely not to travel. That's the one thing I've noticed too, is that compared to some of the other teams I watched when we played, my lucky little guys, is that they didn't travel as much. They were able to catch the ball, and the game didn't get as ugly. Some of the games you watched, the coaches that focus so much on 5-on-5, their kids are constantly traveling, and keep it simple, stupid kind of thing.
Right. And I think that will help. Yes. And if a coach thinks their team is beyond, that's what I'm going back to. Because I know people that are going to look at this going, this is not for me. I need more. It's like, that's fine. But I think to do it justice, we got to do the basic stuff at that third, fourth. I 100% agree. And this would be good stuff for next summer. Then I could tape some video stuff.
Okay.
Because it's definitely with pivoting, or next spring I can do it once basketball season's over. I can sit and grab my son and we can work on some pivoting stuff. I can work with him and we can tape it, and then we can throw that in, because the pivoting stuff will be harder for the coaches. But that's okay. I mean, that's you got to get something down first.
All we did for pivoting was we did 4 or 5 lines, and the kids they would they would hit a chair and they would pivot off away in front of the chair, away from the chair, and it got them to stay low and gravitate to their body. So they would there, and then they would hit the ball, and then they would either forward pivot or reverse pivot. And then at the high school level and stuff, we would work on different pivots where we go here, rip through, and then pivot. Just some basic stuff to warm up every day. I thought it helped out a lot.
Right. I think it will. I think it will too.
Okay.
And I think you should label them. That way you and I can go back and we can communicate via email too. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. I think you did that on the first one.
I did.
Yeah. So then we can go back and say, whoa, wait, on 3 we did this. Maybe we got to, go back. And to be honest with you, this is my philosophy, especially with the young guys, is take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Third practice maybe is a lot of the stuff we did in the first 2. Again, going back to my teaching, it's we do, especially in my Algebra 2 class, usually we do 2 days of things, and then that third day is a group thing, or we redo it, or before we go on to the new thing, because we can keep the bus moving, but they're in third, they're a beginner.
Are we expecting that these people are going to end up playing 5-on-5 in the season or not?
Yes, at some point, I think. Most elementaries, I think by 5th grade, definitely are playing 5-on-5.
Yeah, I always start the season with them playing 3-on-3. And
yes, in practice, you're talking about.
I also think it's really important, and I do this in soccer. You always, with younger kids, you always end practice them playing 5-on-5 or 3-on-3.
Yes,
that's what they want to do. They want to play the game, and I've done that as a coach, where the last couple minutes of practice, I'm making them do a defensive drill and this and that. And it's no, they want to play.
Right.
You got to remember that. And so every day in soccer, we always end with 7v7 or 8v8 or 5v5. And that's how we end practice, every single practice, because they need to be able to play the game.
Right. And the thing is that it's like a timeout. The last thing you say is what they remember.
Right.
The last thing you did at practice is what they remember.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Whenever I end my practice, the last thing I say to them, I know is what they're going to remember when they.
Right.
if I'm PO'd when the coach was mad today, it's like, but if we do something at the end to kind of wrap it up, then it's all better. You know, I can be mad in the first 15 minutes. Their brains are like goldfish. You know?
They really are. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's like, especially at the younger ages, it's even worse. It's like, but yes, I would do that. I'd put at least one game. After the beginning ones, I wouldn't do game stuff, but I just think back to my camp this summer and stuff. I would definitely put a fun game-ish.
I have a bunch of books and stuff that I can take games that I've used in the past.
Yeah, I like beginning ones are great, like Pac-Man. If you play Pac-Man,
yep.
Pac-Man, Tag. Anything that has a competition in it. So I was watching a video the other day about UNC women's soccer, and basically this is not for the little guys, but they basically everything they do at practice, they keep score on. Now they have 85 managers or whatever.
Right, and they're like the best. They're very good.
Yeah, they basically everything they do is a competition, and they keep score and they track it, and it's you versus the other person, and it's like, and I'm sitting watching this video going, "Yep, I would love to do that. Yep, I would love to do that. Who's going to do that for me? Because I'm worried about the jerseys washed kind of thing,
Right.
So that's where I think we got to bring the coaches back to reality too. It's like, okay, so don't bite off more than you can chew. It's going to be one of my points. It's like, this is an outline. You're not coaching Kentucky.
I know. I've done that too, where like I try to make everything competitive, and it's like you're trying to coach, and then you're trying to keep score, and then they get pissed because you missed something, and they're more concerned about the game than actually playing.
Right, and we do that. Don't get me wrong. We do cutthroat once or twice a week, which is where. And I have one of my assistants, Wesley's still mad at one of my assistants for keeping score, because the score is not. If they're listening to this, I don't care. But the scores are not real. Like, he makes up whatever he wants. He just like. And it will change. And if they complain, what I'm doing is trying to put them in a situation where it's not fair. You just got a bad call. Hey, the score was 12-12. No, it's 11-13 now. What? Bo? And then if they complain, they lose another point. I'm just trying. You want to put them in, because guess what? There's gonna be a charge call on Jake Ferguson on Hauser that I think is horrible. If we didn't move on,
that was a bad call.
It was a bad call. How about Marquette, huh? That's a good kid for him.
Yeah.
Here's my theory with colleges too. With this, people get all worked up. I don't believe they're ripping on a 17-year-old in social media, whatever. It's his life. Let him go where he wants to go.
Right.
That's what I understand. I told you the story. I couldn't go to the grocery store when some of my guys went to Marquette. I swear to God, the whole Wesley era, it was crazy. People would stop me in the grocery store, start screaming at me that like Wesley didn't go to Wisconsin. It was crazy. My wife has been doing grocery shopping for like 10 years because I had to stop doing it. I couldn't go out like on a Sunday. People would stop me and start yelling at me. Now I could probably do it now. No one cares, but it's like it's their life. If they're going to make a bad decision, I'm going to step in and say, you don't want to go to that school. But all the schools they pick are good schools, and they're,
It comes down to what they best feel that's fit for them,
Right. And half of the time they're wrong. It's so funny. Okay, what else?
I think that's basically. I think that I wanted some feedback. I got some good notes down. So then we're looking at just adding a game and then kind of continue on with similar stuff and then just kind of layering it.
Yep. And my thought is
with the beginner stuff first, right? And then
yep. Because
so
I think
my goal would be to be in one mode for the entire time.
Right. Yep.
And try to do this for a little bit. Because then, like me, I'm like always reading like 3 books at a time or watching this. And I got to stay focused in one world for a while. Yep.
I think we do this first.
Okay.
Because what I think is going to happen is then once we get this done, then when we do the next one, we're going to be, I could print them out. We could put them on, I could put them on a table and you and I could talk again.
Yep.
And then we'll go, all right, day 1 on intermediate should be blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Because I think the easiest one for you and I is going to be the advanced one.
Oh, I agree.
I think you and I could crank that out in a weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
I think these are the harder ones. And I think they're harder because they're not there. You're right. they're not out there. I mean, the ones I've seen are, I mean, I'm just trying to think of, the ones I've seen are not, there's stuff, but it's piecemealed, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Hey, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. It's talking about practice planning. I think it's just like lesson plans for those of you that are teachers. Go over and check it out. We got lots of information on teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you're liking this, please subscribe, make sure you download it. Go over and leave 5 stars. We would love that. And have a great holiday season. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that podcast as much as I did. If you did, go over and leave a 5-star review. If you didn't like it, don't do anything. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Become a better coach. Take yourself outside of that comfort zone. Join our community. Let myself and our entire community help you through this great journey. Doesn't matter if it's parents, doesn't matter if it's the kid not playing hard, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to break the 1-3-1 zone. We will help you. So go over and check it out. Have a great day.